just noticed all the cacti in the corner.
There is a lot of cacti in the corner of this.
I chose this one because it's labeled as dinner on Skype, and we're on. Yeah, so I think the dinner scene would be improved with some cacti in the corner. They just walk in, and Vader's got some sweet cacti that he's been perhaps overwatering to the point where one exploded. Did y'all know cactus do that? Because mine did.
Your cacti exploded.
We're going to be going on a trip today, aren't we?
I watered it too much because, I did the one thing you're not supposed to do with a cactus, and I gave it too much water, and it swelled up.
Wait, you were watering it?
Popped like a balloon. I only watered it like once a month, and still too much water, apparently.
Chris.
Let me
give you a real quick biology lesson.
Let me tell you about cacti.
Too busy learning how to keep a human alive, not a cactus. I have no room for cactus.
We haven't mentioned that on the podcast yet.
I've mentioned that in passing. I'm having a child, everyone.
Chris is having a child.
My wife's technically having a child. I'm just here for the ride, I guess.
Chris is pregnant.
Chris is pregnant. But no, yeah, we're all very happy for you. We haven't mentioned that on the podcast yet. Not even in passing.
Now, children, I hear you are supposed to water a lot more frequently.
It might be a good idea.
I did know that.
Hello and welcome to Star Wars Every Week Forever, the podcast in which we watch one Star Wars movie every week forever. This week, The Empire Strikes Back. Ben, how was your watch?
So, Cloud City, right? This movie so easily dates itself at Cloud City. Because, it all looks really, cool and, future-y until there's the shot where Lando's telling people, hey, you might want to evacuate, and all the people are just wearing the most 80s clothes ever made.
Hey, listen. Hey. You're right, but you shouldn't say it.
Blasphemy. But my watch was okay. I was having an existential crisis earlier today. Because I realized now that I'm in my own apartment, I will have minimal interruptions when I'm watching these movies.
I'm telling you, plan some chores around it. Take a break.
I gotta suffer.
Because, I think I personally have reached the point where I will put it on in front of me, and then I will have something in my lap to do while I watch it, so I'm still devoting all of my energy to it, but I am not devoting all of my energy to it.
Yeah.
Ben, would you please take the chopsticks out of your mouth?
No.
Like a fucking walrus over here.
You are farther away from me now, but you're not so far that I won't walk. Chris, how was your watch?
My watch was fine. It was Empire.
It was Empire.
Yeah, that's about all I got. It was Empire. I still enjoyed everything about Empire I've always enjoyed.
Yeah.
Okay, how was your watch?
I watched Empire Strikes Back. It's a good movie that I've watched 8 times in the last year and a half.
Yippee!
Woo! It's one of those things. I am experiencing. It happens every rotation or so. It's like every other rotation. I am experiencing extreme Star Wars fatigue, entirely related to the podcast. I've been surprised. It's been ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. And the ups haven't stopped coming, but the downs have gotten more down. So
you know what
my
they say.
fatigue is incredible.
I don't know, Ben. What do they say?
As the good book says, the ups start coming, and they don't stop coming.
I don't think we can talk about Smash Mouth like that anymore.
Yeah.
They lost their godly status.
Uh-oh.
I mean, listen, they did prepare us for this, with, again, the lyrics to that song. The ears just...
The water's getting warm.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, Smash Mouth really prepared us for their inevitable downfall.
They did, yeah. With one song.
R.I.P. Smash Mouth.
Ben brought up a subject that I'm willing to explore a little bit. I was thinking watching this movie yesterday, I think. I don't know. Days run together. The movie holds up better than the two movies that bookend it. Like it still looks visually great. And then like the inserted Falcon CGI happens where they approach Bespin, where they come down to. And why does the Millennium Falcon look like a frisbee? It has like no depth to it. It's just like weird. It's just off. I would still contend that doesn't take away from Cloud City. Cloud City still looks fine, but
Listen, I think that was just like scientific accuracy, because if you compare that to those thousands upon thousands of totally, completely real UFO photos, they always just kind of look like frisbees in the distance, these spaceships or whatever. So
I always just
going for
assume
accuracy.
I always just assume that at least 1/4 of those UFO photos were those little pull things that hunters use to fire at.
Yeah.
I just assumed that has to be at least 1/4 of UFO photos.
God, I would almost guarantee that if you ask George Lucas, hey man, you ever seen a UFO? He'd be like, oh yeah, one night I was out on the ranch and there it was. George Lucas is totally a fucking UFO guy. He's got a UFO story. I would bet good money that George Lucas has a UFO story.
I was out there in the field. I heard some guy yelling something. And I looked out, and sure enough, giant orange flying saucer. Next thing I knew, blew up in smithereens.
Hey man, you ever done DMT?
George Lucas finally goes on Joe Rogan. The interview we're all clamoring for, really, if we're being
Yeah,
honest.
I have.
George Lucas
I
on Joe
clamored
Rogan.
for. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. We refer to Joe Rogan way more than I'm comfortable with on this show, but I also feel like that's true of all entertainment.
Yeah. There's some things you can't get away from at this point in society, is who we've reached in culture. Like Elon Musk, but that's fine because I like dunking on him.
Yeah, but I've also fucked Elon Musk's face up so bad, so it's very clear I hate Elon Musk.
Listen, you can't fuck Elon Musk's face up more than nature already.
God. Holy
Boom! Suck it, Elon. Fight me in space.
Fight me in space.
That's not the first time Chris has said that by even a close margin.
Punch Elon Musk and he just turn to dust. Or explode, much like an oversaturated cacti.
He's the guy from SpongeBob who's like, my bones are made of glass and my skin was made of paper.
To drag us back on point.
I don't want to talk about Star Wars, Jay.
And away from threatening Elon Musk.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't want to go to hell court with Elon.
Having seen the original cut of this movie and the current cut, I would say that the little cutouts that they made in Cloud City in order to show windows into a landscape and like the lighting effects that they put onto it, it all does make Cloud City better, I think. Personally. I don't know if Ben agrees with me. He has recoiled. But the original way Cloud City looked like shit. It was
great.
Really cool landing area. Really cool other landing area. Hanging antenna, and that was it. And there were no windows inside. It was crazy claustrophobic.
Yeah.
It's the only time in these original trilogy movies that I think doctoring was good. Except for the musical in Return of the Jedi. That was justified, and I wouldn't do anything to change it.
And the Hayden Christensen.
Oh, obviously. I can't even pretend to be okay with that one, actually. I can't.
It's like It's still living and very much still acting Hayden Christensen. You couldn't ask him to come film a 30-second snippet. You had to reuse a random fucking just cut out from another movie.
No, the thing that bothers me isn't that. The thing that bothers me is that they changed it at all. Because, like, that actor was treated like such shit by George Lucas's lead in the Star Wars community. He couldn't have just that moment. It pisses me off. It's not Hayden Christensen's fault. It's George Lucas's fault.
You hear that, Sir Alec? We're on your side. Or not,
It's
Sir
not
Alec,
even
it's Sir
Sir
Alec.
Alec.
I know. I'm very,
Where
listen, I'm
are
very
you
high. I don't
at
know what's
tonight?
going on. I don't know what's going on.
You are high,
Ugh,
and
still
you have
riding,
lost all space of sense and time.
still riding that Elon high.
Did you get litigation from Sir Alec that I didn't?
You know, like I can't talk about it right now. It's
You're right. In Return of the Jedi, though, I am so tuned out until that musical number comes on, and then I am so into it, not because it's good, but because it's hilarious, and then I'm out again.
I don't even want to think about Return of the Jedi yet.
Speaking of litigation,
Oh no. That's never a good segue.
I have been asked by major merchandise of Planet Walmart to please stop implying that he is beating anyone up and to please revoke my restraining order, which has been done. But I also got emails to present things. So, hey, it's major merchandise. So this is a small thing, but I found it yesterday.
Oh no.
And I needed to share.
very excited. This is sooner than I expected to see major merchandise again. It's nice to see he's getting back into the swing of things.
You know, he got out of prison recently.
Oh no.
So.
Oh. It's never good when it's a Hallmark link.
With sound.
It's a smaller.
With sound?
I like
What
that
do you
with
mean with
sound.
sound?
I like that with sound is in the title.
What
Like
do
it's
you
not
mean
it's not
with
in the
sound?
description. It's
Oh
like
no.
No,
part
it's in
of
the
the
title.
title.
I need to read something from the second photo.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
read it for you.
Okay, I need that highlighted very much. I am
Didn't notice that till now.
I am inconsolable right now.
So this is the Star Wars light.
This is
The
an
Star-
abomination from the devil.
This is the Star Wars lightsaber pizza cutter, and don't you worry, audience, it is with sound, and it's in stock too, which very rarely happens when we do major merchandise.
Now, Jay, you're gonna be very angry with me, but I literally just said to my wife that we need to buy a new pizza cutter.
Jay, you're going to be very angry with me because you know for a fact I don't have a pizza cutter because you were here when we had pizza the other night.
I went into this segment expecting it, but it's also only $30, so I'll be more mad if Chris buys it because he has a life on the way.
Oh, listen, I need stuff to pass down.
I need to pass
got you
down
the
my
Star
Wars
The Star Wars pizza
Here,
cutter with sound.
My child, it is your 18th birthday. I need to bestow upon you my Star Wars lightsaber pizza cutter with sound.
This was your
I need to
father's,
see-
and I wanted to give it to you, but your uncle would never approve.
Oh, product details. Make pizza night a lot more fun for the Star Wars fans in your life. Resembling Darth Vader's lightsaber hilt, aka the Child Slayer 3000. This pizza cutter
No,
lights
that's
up.
that's a different lightsaber.
Oh no, you're right, it's Vader's. This pizza cutter lights up and plays lightsaber sounds when the button is pressed. The slice is strong with this one. And I feel the need to point out.
Is strong with this one.
Chris pointed it out, and I didn't realize. There is an image of this in the box. And over the pizza cutter, it doesn't, like, the tab holding it into the box does indeed say, the slice is strong with this one.
If I had not seen this, if I had just, like, seen this in a Hallmark store, And I was like, that's kind of cute. I'll buy this. And I brought it home, and I unsealed the box, and I lift the lid off. And the first fucking thing that I see is a tab that says the slice is strong with this one. It would probably
Buyer's
make me really
remorse?
sad. I would probably return it.
So, it is a pizza cutter that plays lightsaber sounds when a button is pressed, which is really what you want. What you exactly want is to cut, hold in a button, and hear the sounds of Darth Vader's lightsaber. Plastic with metal cutting wheel and armature. It requires 3 LR44 batteries, which are included. So yeah, you need to put 3 batteries into this fucking thing. Detached blade assembly for cleaning. Only blade assembly is dishwasher safe.
I wonder if that
No,
has anything to do
I
with
thought.
the batteries.
Yeah, what I didn't. I wonder if it would have been safe to put the part with the batteries inside
Chuck
of a
the
dishwasher.
whole electronic
hey.
assembly into the dishwasher.
Oh, hey, I can do free same-day pickup. It's in stock at my local Hallmark shop.
That sucks. I hate that.
Dude, I can get it as soon as today. What time's the Hallmark store close?
You're on your phone. That's not a good sign.
See if I can convince my wife to go to the Hallmark store and pick this up while we're recording the podcast.
No.
I so badly want to see Chris get a lightsaber pizza cutter hand delivered to him on the podcast.
Oh, they've closed for the night. That's okay. They open at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Thank Christ.
After D&D.
They open at 10 a.m. tomorrow.
After D&D, I'll go get myself a pizza cutter. It's fine.
Jesus, mother of fucking Christ. Jesus, God, mother of fuck. So, yeah, this is... Here's the thing that originally caught my eye when I saw this. It has a red light because obviously it's Darth Vader's lightsaber. Do you want a red light kind of coming out of your pizza cutter to cut something that is largely orange and red?
I mean, you're mostly, like, the top part's cheese, so, like...
Right,
Thank you,
yeah,
Ben, for
but...
explaining a pizza.
That's,
Thank
like,
you
all
for
yellow.
explaining what pizza looks like to us.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, it's
Hey, you
all
don't know
yellow.
what kind of pizza people get.
It's
My
all,
pizza...
like, yellow, mostly.
Oh, no.
It depends on where you get it from.
It depends on what type of cheese you get, the sauce. What? Come on, Ben.
Yeah. It depends on how much sauce.
This is the new Ewok fight. We're going to fight about pizza for an hour.
God, no, I'm not that invested. I was very invested in that point. I could give a fuck less about this. But yeah, that's it for today. I just needed to... I found this at 1 o'clock in the morning last night thinking, hey, I should probably have something lined up for the episode. And boy, did I find something.
Well, Major Merchandise, thank you for coming to me in my hour of need just when I said I needed a new pizza cutter and showing me the light. Literally, because it has a fucking light on it. It's a pizza cutter.
I had to accept that was going to happen because I was over at Ben's helping him move last weekend, as you can tell by the podcast last week, and I knew that he was using like a plastic pizza cutter that the store gave him when we ordered pizza, and I'm like, if I put this on the show, he's going to buy it. But at the same time, it's $30. It's not the most outrageous thing that we've paid for on this show. So it's still really weird to me.
You spent exactly as much on the shower head, didn't you?
The look of guilt on Ben's face brings me like
about $5 cheaper.
Is that installed yet?
Oh, not yet. I gotta talk to.
So that was it. That was Major Merchandise for the week.
Well, thank you, Major Merchandise. Please stop leaving voicemails at 3 a.m.
Please stop threatening me. I dropped the restraining order. It's fine. And please stop bugging Chris. I know that you've been bugging Chris for quite a while. I think, Chris, you're just here with me now.
I just opened my mailbox and a flood of photos fall out about, what about this? Advertise this.
I get them. I either get them by courier pigeon or random person that beats me up. That's a joke. Ha ha ha. or I get it in like Mr. Riddler style mail. Like, yeah, Mr. Riddler. The
Mr.
Riddler
Riddler?
style.
Mr. the Riddler.
Mr. the Riddler. I get it in like the Riddler from a Batman and Robin style mail, which is and like inside, if you solve the puzzle, there's the product that he wants advertised. But if you don't solve the puzzle, he will come and not beat you up. Anyway, Star Wars Episode 5: The Empire Strikes Back.
That is definitely a movie I watched today.
I also watched it today.
I watched it yesterday. At the end of the movie, Luke mispronounces the name of his home planet.
He
I
says
feel like
Tatooine.
Tatooine.
I think I brought this up like
It's just that
3
Florida Bama
rotations
accent.
ago.
I don't remember.
But yeah,
It might have been where the
mispronounces-
Florida Bama joke started.
Maybe. But he mispronounces, or that might have been, I think he does it again in Return of the Jedi.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's just like, oh yeah, Tatooine, and everyone's like, dude,
You grew up
Dude.
there.
you were fine for a whole movie.
Toddoween sounds like something some asshole named Todd would name a Halloween party.
It sounds like something Todd would name his dick.
Ew. But yeah.
Yeah. Ew, but yeah, his
Friend
the
of the
exact
show,
reaction
I've
I
known,
was looking at.
I've known a few Todds. All of those
Yeah.
track.
I apologize to any Todds I've met in my life. I've never met a Todd I didn't like. But I would believe that you would name your dick Toddaway. I'm sorry.
Talks vaguely like Ned Flanders.
I hate everything.
Sorry, Todd. Todd,
Sorry,
if you listen
Todd.
to this, sorry.
You make this joke the same week I'm doing a deep dive into Oakley Dokley, the Ned Flanders like death metal band. And just your
We can't-
timing with this, Chris, was perfect.
We can't talk about Oakley Dokley on the podcast.
Can't
I have
believe-
to put my foot down.
I can't believe another human being just said to me with a straight face, the week I've been doing a deep dive.
I'm fascinated. I don't know what this is. Now is not the time.
Jay, you've never heard of
No-
Oakley
oh,
Dokley?
fuck.
I have not.
Jay's going to have a fun night after the
They're,
podcast.
they're
is
on the
over.
playlist.
All right, you got 3 minutes.
Okay, so Oakley
Not enough
Dokley is a death metal band inspired by Ned Flanders from The Simpsons. Their biggest hit right
I
now
gathered that.
is called White Wine Spritzer, and it's one of my favorite songs of all time. That's about all I got. They're fucking fantastic.
They all dress like Ned
They-
Flanders. They all look like Ned Flanders.
They all have the
It's-
green sweater, the khakis, and the little collar that peeks out of the sweater.
What
They all
level
have
of
mustaches.
popularity would you say they are?
They're
They're
getting pretty
pretty
popular.
niche. Well, they were pretty niche. They've been around for it.
They were niche for a
Surprising
while,
amount of
but
time.
they're like people have started to notice them and talk about them.
I feel the same way about them that I feel about this podcast, which is mild success is huge success. Huge success, what am I doing with my life?
I also feel the same way about them as I do the podcast, and that's performance art gone wrong.
Yeah. Like, if we could have, like, 10,000 concurrent listeners on every week of the podcast, that is exactly the audience that I
Oh,
would
wow.
die for. If we had 1 million people listening to the podcast, I would seriously wonder what the fuck I'm doing with my life.
They actually only have 43,000 monthly listeners, which is a lot less than I thought.
That seems about right.
I mean, it's nothing to scoff at, obviously, but
No, it's hugely
yeah,
successful.
that's great.
We made a TikTok last week, and one of the videos got like 48 views in one day, and I nearly shit myself. I was like, what the hell's happening?
We have a TikTok. We haven't
do
mentioned
have
it
a
on the show. We have a TikTok. Chris runs it.
I do.
Chris, I'm
Voted-
counting on you.
Voted least likely to be the one people would think to run the TikTok, probably.
You're
I'm
the only
counting
one
on
that I
you,
know for a
Chris.
fact has a TikTok, so I put it in your
My wife
lap.
makes lay in bed and watch TikToks with her at night. That's why I have a TikTok. Now I have a second TikTok where I upload Star Wars videos.
I'm counting on you, Chris. In the near future, there's gonna be some pod races. There's gonna be some pod race drops in the future.
Listen, I never.
So I keep-
Listen, I'm taking bribes. It's all right.
All right.
I am nothing if not a crooked politician when it comes to the TikTok. TikTok, give me money.
TikTok, give me money.
How are these teenagers making money on TikTok? I need to figure this out.
Welcome to the Boomer Cast, where we talk about
I was
Star
gonna
Wars.
say,
and
you're
the
really
most-
gonna make me Google how to make
Welcome-
money on TikTok.
Welcome to two 30-year-olds and a mid-20s kid talk about fucking TikTok like boomers.
I am 30.
I'm almost 30.
I'm 73.
So Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, is a movie we're desperately trying to not talk about.
It is a thing that happened today. It occurred. I was present for it.
There's a subject that I would like to revisit that I brought up once before that I think we could have more to talk about now that we've done this so many more times. When I watch this movie now, because the magic of it has died, which is true, I'm not kidding about that. This is your weekly reminder that this project is not out of a love of Star Wars, really. We're killing it.
We're killing it, and
for
also we
us.
just enjoy ripping for an hour every
Yeah.
week. So that's
Also,
really
I
all
was
this is.
tricked.
You were not tricked.
Oh, Jay goes, hey, does anyone want to do a Star Wars podcast? And she knew.
That is not what I said.
I believe the way it was presented to me was, "Hey, I have a really stupid idea, but like, bear with me for a second."
Exactly. And it's the same way I pitched it to Ben. The same exact way. I told you what we were getting into. We just didn't realize the length and breadth of it until we were
realized
in
what
it.
it was going to do to us. If you listen to those early episodes, we sound like very different people.
Yeah.
I'm still just here to party.
So
I'm not gonna laugh.
you are laughing. You can't
I'm
pretend
not.
you're not
I'm
laughing as you
not.
say, I'm
No,
not
I'm not.
gonna laugh while you laugh.
I'm Jay. Don't do this to me.
The hell isn't that Chinese food, man?
I'm a broken man.
I'm just watching Ben until he starts laughing again. He's laughing. My goal has been accomplished. So as I was trying to say before I mentally broke Ben, now that my love for this movie is lessened and I can just see it for what it is, I do think that this movie's dialogue is not good.
What do you mean? George Lucas is nothing if not an incredible dialogue writer.
Yeah, but nobody talks about it in the original trilogy. They talk about it in like science mumbo jumbo, but they don't talk about it in like the flirtation scenes in this movie. Once you're past like 8 watches in a year and a half, you aren't hearing the performances anymore, and you're just hearing the dialogue. So most people won't notice this. I now know why both the scene with Han and Leia on all of the Han and Leia solo scenes were cut down significantly in this movie, because this is not as bad because Lucas was younger, but nearly as bad as some of the Padme and Anakin lines.
Well, yeah, because I mean, the fact that George Lucas is married is quite honestly probably a miracle if you look at what he thinks flirting is.
Twice, married twice.
His capitalist tendencies might be pulling most of the weight there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know
I
if it
say
takes
it.
much more than, yeah, I'm George Lucas,
Allegedly.
I am George Lucas.
I am Didn't we imply George Lucas is a god already?
I mean, it's a fucking joke, but yes.
Is it, Jay?
Yes.
Is it?
I'm not you. I don't get so invested in a bit that I believe it in real life.
I've never done any such thing.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, I watched. It's hidden better because because Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher have like legitimate chemistry, which I think I said for
like
episode 3 Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen could have chemistry, but they don't. So I'll go back on that here to make my point here.
would you say they have more chemistry than Daisy Ridley and a serpent?
Oh no, nobody. That I thought you were going in a different direction. No, that
it's a
is
very
the
handsome
most chemistry.
snake.
It's a very handsome snake. No, nobody has as much chemistry as Daisy Ridley and that snake. Nobody. And JJ knew it. I have on more than one occasion gone back and watched the outtake from Rise of Skywalker special features where JJ and Daisy Ridley freak out about her having chemistry with Snake. Because it's so fucking funny.
Audience, do you remember the time when Jay was talking about Star Wars fatigue and she was lamenting not being able to watch other things
I don't watch
or
let me make
absorb
it
other
very clear.
Star Wars content?
I
How
don't
would
watch
you say
any
you
Star Wars.
have gone back many
I don't watch
times?
any Star Wars content. I don't put on anything else. I don't watch Star Wars YouTubers. I don't watch any of the Star Wars shows. I've thought about watching Mandalorian like 7 times and have never turned it on except for those episodes I saw way before this podcast happened. I don't consume anything except trailers because I'll put the trailers up in the podcast and say, hey, should we talk about this? We generally don't. I have on multiple occasions watched 2 Star Wars related videos. Three. One is the ancestral realization of Han Solo, which is just a classic, and you can forgive me for that. The second is the script read where George Lucas walks out and says, I have a script. There's a lot of cheating, a lot of they fight. And the third is this fucking scene where J.J. Abrams gets as giddy as a small child for Daisy Ridley having chemistry with a fake snake. I watch those 3 at least once every 2 months each because they make me laugh really hard. But I consider that to be a part of the Star Wars fatigue because each in their own way is making fun of Star Wars.
It was like, I don't have the time to do this. And on multiple occasions, I've gone back to watch the scene where J.J. Abrams and Daisy Ridley freak out.
No, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube,
I know.
which means
I know.
it's half asleep, so I can just put it on real quick.
Oh, God.
Just like,
Still very
I'm
funny.
not falling asleep as fast as I should. You want to know what's really funny and it'll give me a laugh?
Sleep.
Give me a laugh. Daisy Ridley and the snake. Oh.
Daisy Ridley and the Snake, new original series coming soon to Disney Plus.
I would die. I want Daisy Ridley and the Snake in like a Disney Channel style show. Anyway, now that my dark secret has been revealed.
Jay's dark secret is that she watches that one fucking piece of behind the scenes trivia.
It's so fucking funny.
Oh, I lull myself to sleep. The
one thing all those 3
bed
clips have
down
in common
for
is
the evening, and I'm like, you know what this evening could use?
Daisy Ridley flirting
Daisy
with the
Ridley.
snake.
I'm just picturing Jay like pours herself a glass of wine, is sitting
Listen,
there and like
All three of these
like
clips are less
fancy
than
pajamas.
Yeah, it's like
all
Victorian
three of these
pajamas.
clips are less than a minute long.
Oh yes.
I don't have wine time.
It's time to watch the classics.
It's time to bed down for the evening and
Don't joke. I'm gonna when we have better
No.
in our secret studio that'll never happen. I will open an episode with me sitting in front of a fire and just saying, it's time to start with the classics," and then start playing.
Nah, it's gotta be. Oh yes. It's time for the most exquisite, the most classic music, and you hit play, and it's just the Max Rebo band from Jabba's Palace.
Okay, no, I've never watched that voluntarily. I just don't mind watching it because it's so fucking stupid. I get through stupid scenes better than I do good scenes.
Oh, 100%.
I was gonna say, I feel
Except-
that.
Well, you think we've
Except
been
in
stuck on this
just-
dinner scene for fucking how many rotations?
Except when it's just really bad dialogue delivered badly, then it's just a slog.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Empire's gotten a little hard. It's always a reliable watch. It's a good movie. I don't mind putting it on. I mean, I do mind, but I don't. If I'm sitting there and it's like, I have to watch Rise of Skywalker, I'm a little tiny bit bummed out, in the days leading up to me being forced to watch it. The week that I do Empire and A New Hope, it's just kind of like, I mean, Revenge of the Sith, it's just kind of like, I have to watch that at some point. I don't want to, but I do have to watch it. And it's not like, I have to fucking watch Attack of the Clones this week. But in some ways, I would rather watch Phantom Menace than Empire Strikes Back. Not because it's good, because it's really,
Oh.
really bad.
Because
was a-
there's a
that
pod
was a-
race.
Bold statement. Oh,
It's just the bad stuff speaks to my jaded heart. What is this episode, Jay? Confessional Hour?
well,
Jay
can
didn't-
I interest you in this
Jay-
Star Wars series that has bad in the title?
I'm not gonna watch Bad Batch. Because
I
Bad
have not
Batch.
watched Bad Batch.
Ben has watched Bad Batch.
I watched 2 episodes, went, this is really cool, and I watched like 2 more episodes, and I went, oh, it's just going to be one of these shows. Okay. And then I just
Oh
stopped
my
watching.
god! But
We can't talk about it.
I can talk about whatever I want to, young Missy.
I mean, if you want to, I'm fine with that. But I think Chris said don't spoil me.
I don't care. Listen, I've had the plot of Star Wars No Way Home spoiled for me for a year and a half.
Yeah, I haven't watched that either.
Wait, watch what? I zoned out for
Spider-
a second.
Spider-Man No Way Home, I also have not watched that.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I might see the third Spider-Man movie faster than I see Spider-Man No Way Home. I know of... I'm strangely kind of unspoiled
No Way Home is the
to
third
it.
one.
No, Far From Home.
Far From Home was the second one.
Yeah, I
That's
haven't
true.
seen that.
I haven't seen that one either. I've seen Homecoming. That's about it.
I haven't seen an MCU movie since the second Avengers, and it's just because my life got busy, so it's just kind of like Meanwhile, I went to see Rise of Skywalker with Ben so fast, but it was also partially because I knew this podcast was coming.
I love that G-Dang movie so much. Can't wait for that one. 4 more weeks. I'm so
Where-
dead inside.
What is going on with you today? What is
I
going
am-
on with us? But you
I'm just
specific.
vibing over here.
Like
Much like every character in the Star Wars universe.
Christopher.
What's up?
Gimmick infringement.
Gimmick infringement. They have to
No,
start
Ben
making
to sue me
copyrights
now?
for
Everyone's just
gimmicks.
suing everyone. That's how this
Litigation
podcast
and
ends.
suing are two different things. Are they? I don't fucking know.
Objection.
Overruled?
We're just Ben's the judge, I guess. But the judge is suing me. How's this gonna work? It's probably not well in my
Litigation.
favor.
Okay. Litigation is suing. Well, suing is litigation. Is the more proper, accurate term.
You see, Your Honor, none of us know how the law actually works. We just come out here and make bold accusations.
I need an a la Clone Wars or Rebels style video of Yoda saying never. Yeah, I'm dragging us back in. Of Yoda saying never for attack. Jump cut of every time a Jedi uses the Force for it
to attack. Jay?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Is it Sir Alec again? Oh no. Sir Alec, I thought we were past this. She's gonna be so pissed.
She's gonna be so fucking mad. But like, yeah, that would be hilarious if we just had a supercut of like Yoda's like, always for defense, never attack. And it's just like every Jedi ever just like mowing motherfuckers down.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's like one time I saw it was the Clone Wars season 7 finale when Ahsoka's like dodging all the she like tells Rex she's like only stun the clones, don't shoot them, and then it cuts immediately to Yoda and Obi-Wan in episode 3 going back to the temple, and Yoda's just decapitating motherfuckers.
Yep, exactly.
Yoda doesn't give a fuck.
God. Yeah, your Yoda impression never fails to fucking get me every single time. Cause it's somehow so good and so bad at the same time.
It's so bad. But like what? And fucking what kills me is every like when Luke's like, "Hey, R2, watch the camp." Like poor fucking R2-D2's just sitting there, and it starts pouring. So he tracks them the fuck down to Yoda's hut. And he just stands there and stares at them through the window. Like, you motherfuckers left the robot out in the fucking rain.
Yoda's probably not too fond of droids in a similar way to Obi-Wan, you know, like...
But like, hold on. R2-D2 literally accompanies Yoda on his quest to discover immortality in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Like,
Dave Filoni has taken a moderately more gentle approach to Yoda in...
That's true.
You know, he's still left a little minch in there, but he's tried to do like a redemption of Yoda.
It's about 20% minch.
It's 20% minch.
20% minch.
That would be another great t-shirt for the podcast. Just 20% minch. That's no other explanation, no other logos, just 20% minch. It's a conversation starter. It's good advertising.
It's something. Where'd you get that shirt? What's a minch? Well, you see.
It's a good way to get into an uncomfortable conversation on the street.
There's this podcast I listen to every week.
Yeah. Hey, audience.
No.
In the comments. This is the only time. This is the first time.
Chris.
This is the first time I think we've done this. In the comments, even if you've just stumbled onto this podcast and you've somehow gotten farther into this, like,
even if you're the person typing first.
Yeah, if you have told anybody about this podcast, or you know, a hypothetical, please tell us how you would tell someone about this podcast, because I would love to hear the interpretation.
Well, you see, there's these 3 idiots on the internet.
These 3 jackasses.
These 3 dumb fucks. And they just do their damnedest to talk about anything that isn't Star Wars.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, you know, they swear it's a Star Wars podcast, and sometimes they're kind of talking about Star Wars, but nothing that anybody has remembered for the past 20 years.
And then the other half the time, they're actively avoiding it.
Yeah. You know, they're talking about Elon Musk sometimes for some reason, and You know.
They have this one picture they keep putting up with like all sorts of shit in space.
Yeah. Something Naruto is somehow involved. I don't know. It's like, man, I
I
don't.
think Harrison Ford was
Yeah. Harrison Ford was running down a hallway for
running
some
down the hall
reason,
at some
carrying
point.
someone on his back. I don't know. It's weird. Hi,
Welcome,
Jay.
Jay.
My internet went out for about 2 minutes.
That's fine. We carried the show. Don't worry about it.
What are we talking about, boys?
We're talking about
I've asked the
you know
audience.
that edit, that super edit we have of like all the pictures of everyone in space?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
I've
How-
asked the audience for the first time I think we've done on this podcast. I've asked the audience to leave in the comments on this episode how they would, if they have told anyone about the podcast, or in a hypothetical situation, how would they describe this podcast to another human being?
Don't.
That would be on
The obvious
YouTube
answer is
specific.
don't. But
No, if you really enjoy it and you have some friends that are not like so into Star Wars that they will get upset if they listen to a podcast where they watch Star Wars every week forever, share it. We're happy to have new people. We're a small community. We love talking to people. We've met some wonderful people that way.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
but also give them the warning. We're killing our joy on this podcast.
Also,
So-
give them a warning. They may talk about like boss nass body pillows and like other kind of shit
That's-
you'd never think of.
That's not done yet, but no, yeah, it's
We
like
talked about.
we have talked about it. But no, yeah, if you want to share, it would please our hearts very much.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
except in
And
this case, because I feel as though this podcast could be weaponized against someone.
Probably us.
You have someone that hyperfixates on things and you really want to annoy, send this podcast.
Don't do that. I don't want to.
You just described me, Chris.
Here's the thing.
Just describe me.
Me too. Here's the thing. We don't want to hurt any. Like, we never went into this podcast wanting to hurt anybody's, like.
Like fan love for.
Yeah. We just wanted to hurt
we talk
ours.
a lot of shit, but you know,
We're
we talk a
just
lot of
here
shit, but
'cause-
we're also not going to begrudge someone for enjoying Star Wars. I mean,
just so everyone
even if you like
understands-
Rise of Skywalker.
Just so everyone understands, we're here because we're masochists.
Yeah.
Exactly. I started this out by going, I'm tired of being emotionally affected by advertisements, specifically emotionally manipulating me. And also, I like these podcasts where these people watch terrible movies every week for a long period of time. And that's how this monster was born.
So Jay was like, "Fuck it, we'll watch 9 movies for the rest of eternity."
I will say, it is easier than watching one movie every week.
That's fair.
There is some spice and variety to watching 9 movies
Yeah.
compared to one.
However, I feel like we are hitting that point where it's like it doesn't matter.
Hitting that point.
Yeah, we hit that point a while ago. Most of our episodes, we talk about like 2 points and then whatever verbal vomit escapes us.
This has been a weirdly somber rotation, has it not?
I think, I was drunk for 8 weeks in a row last rotation. I've been sober.
I
this
tend to have that effect on people.
We had a pretty involved rotation last time.
Yeah.
This is like the morning after, where I know Chris doesn't have hangovers, but God, do I when I drink now. Where you're just kind of like carrying yourself through the morning with all the force and power that you have.
Nope. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed at 5:30 a.m. every morning.
Not me. Not me.
I've been surprisingly good at waking up on time lately.
I'm glad to hear that, but also your head is floating. Skype is making your head float.
Oh.
But yeah, this whole rotation is just us like taking off the. Here's the problem with gimmicked rotations. When we have to go back to just being normal people talking about Star Wars, it's the worst. Not normal. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. It's the worst because we have to learn how to talk about the movies again without some kind of gimmick on top of it. I just threw a paperclip. So it's just kind of this is the hangover rotation.
So
If you want to dub this rotation, it's the hangover rotation.
I have a question.
Sure.
So like Cloud City, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like running away. They're all like, we gotta go get Han from the bounty hunter. And Lando's like, don't worry, I got this little microphone. He just does the doot doot doot, and the little microphone comes out. Is that like I wonder if that's like the fire alarm at school where it's like just anyone could just at any time just be like, hey, by the way, like some middle schooler is definitely trying
Sorry,
to
one
hack
more time
into
with that
that.
voice.
Hey, by the way.
Old timey newsboy. What's going on?
Yeah. No, but like there's definitely some
Read
like,
all about it. The
punk
Empire has
ass-
arrived and we're all fucked.
no, like there's definitely some like punk ass middle school aged motherfucker trying to like pull some shit with one of those things. You can't tell me there isn't.
Yeah. I want on a similar point. Yeah, it seems like the emergency broadcast system, which seems like a mistake. You would think you'd just press a button and immediately broadcast, but I was thinking this time too. Like he picks up the mic and he just says that, and it's like everybody flee Cloud City, and it's like that seems unnecessary, and also it seems very well. I don't know if it's unnecessary, but it did seem like Vader was not going to take the time to like fuck with Cloud City. He was trying to get out of there pretty fast, but like more importantly, this just seems ineffective, and the fact that you don't have any emotion in your voice does not help. Because it's Lando Calrissian, and at least 5 people there were like, it's just Lando fucking with us.
Hey, it's just Lando being Lando, you know?
At the risk of going into the EU, which I will risk again. One of my favorite things about the first 5 years or so past the original trilogy in the EU is just Lando just like keeps doubling up on bad capitalistic ventures in the EU.
Yep.
Like again, there's a point where he has like a mining vessel that mines like it's
Yeah,
like
he's got a bunch of mining equipment that gets stolen from him in the Thrawn trilogy. I
There's
think they're
also-
actually called mole miners.
I have no idea, but the one I remember very specifically is he has like a mining facility that is constantly moving on the light side of the planet, and it's like the way it's described as they come in to fly down, it's like this thing could get electrocuted and drop a ton of people out of the sky into an awaiting gas giant so fucking fast. But Lando's just like, no, it's great. I'm gonna make a ton of money because, like, when you come in, you have to have an escort that creates a shield around
Yep.
it.
I was gonna
And
say,
it's
to
one
get
of
to the
them-
planet, you need a specific ship to escort you on a specific path.
If one of them gets electrocuted, you lose somebody. So
Lando is a fantastic character that deserves more content in the current canon.
I
They
don't
did him
love,
dirty by undoing all that stuff.
I don't love Lando's character in Rise of Skywalker because it's just like, yeah, I've been hanging out on this this desert planet for quite a while because Luke asked me to stay behind. You know, I don't. It seems like Lando's always in the hustle, for the worst.
Yeah.
I prefer that version of his character.
I learned a thing today.
Yes.
I need nobody hands off your keyboards. Does anyone know what Lando's middle name is?
I would assume it's not good considering his original role was supposed to be a clone.
Balthazar.
That's pretty incredible.
Lando Balthazar.
Hold on, I gotta write that down.
Calrissian.
I gotta write that down. I got a kid to name, and I got a lot of names I gotta bounce off my wife.
No!
That's canon.
There's no way. Oh
Lan-
my God! His
Lan-
name is Ladonis Balthasar
Ladonis
Lando Calrissian III. His name is Ladonis. Ladonis Balthasar Lando Calrissian III. Whew. Wow.
Because Jay said, "Oh, there's not much in canon." I was like, "Well, how much do we actually have?" So I did my thing, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
What the fuck is this name?
Listen, it's a great name.
It certainly is
I
a
mean-
name that fits
personally,
Lando.
I personally am a big fan. I can't. Speaking of, hey, real quick, we're recording. Balthazar? How do you feel about the name Balthazar?
For a dragon?
For a child? No?
Please ask her if we can keep that in the podcast.
That's all I need. Thank you.
Please ask her if we
Ask her
can
if
keep
we-
it in the podcast.
Or is this you fine with this in the podcast?
You know how my safety options is.
You don't have. Oh God, we're gonna get sued again. This is.
I'll cut it out. I tell her I promise I'll cut it out.
She was joking. I don't think my wife's actually gonna sue me. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how the whole marriage
Allegedly.
thing goes.
Allegedly.
Talk to her after. Because I wouldn't want my husband, who I'm about to have a child with, out there say on a podcast, honey.
I've suggested far worse in front of her family.
It's gonna be the middle of the night, and you guys are gonna be like laying in bed next to each other. Chris is gonna look over and be like, "Hey, honey, you're not gonna like actually sue me, are you?" like I'm just making sure that was a joke, right?
That was a joke. You and I both know I have no money.
There's a lot of litigation going on in the last 2 episodes. of
There's a
Star
lot of
Wars
litigation
Evolution.
going on. I don't like this trend. Kathleen, listen, those emails, it's fine. You don't have to respond anymore.
We don't need. We're also not going to beg Disney Plus to sponsor us because I think that ship has sailed, and we
Whatever
will get.
could you mean, Jay? You don't think we're Disney consumer friendly? Whatever could you mean?
We need to just do a solo episode where we try to be as Disney consumer friendly as possible and make sure it crosses the eyes of Disney.
We're gonna have 3 queer podcast
They
hosts.
don't need to know that.
Jay, they definitely know that.
Ooh.
We are.
Well,
We're
we've learned
three-
a lot.
This
We're
all
3
needs to get cut.
bisexual. We're
This
3
all needs to
bisexuals
get
in a
cut.
trench coat right now.
That is my pitch for the episode title. No. It's fine. We're just 3 bisexuals in a trench coat trying to get Disney to recognize us as legitimate people that are consumer friendly to the Disney brand of products.
Especially in China.
Especially in China.
This really is the hangover episode. I don't know
Same.
what.
You hit it right on the head. This is the hangover rotation.
There's been a lot happening behind the scenes in our lives, and I think it's just bleeding out into this rotation.
Who named him Balthazar?
I don't know, Chris. Who named him Balthazar?
Someone who, wanted their child to have a fantastic name. Obviously a very loving, caring clone father.
Clown father.
Clone.
Clone.
I thought you
father.
said clown. Clone.
Clone
Clown
father.
works too, though. Clown really does work as well.
I myself, being a junior, understand the pain only too well.
Althazar, New York City restaurant.
Don't like that.
Lando Calrissian was named after a New York City restaurant.
George Lucas just really liked the pizza. It's
That's
not
why
bullshit.
he made the.
Pizza in New York is better. Having
That's
moved to
why-
the Midwest from New York, I can confirm.
That's why he made the. Hold on. Star Wars lightsaber pick pizza cutter with sound from Hallmark.
You know, in the Star Wars
Disney
universe,
Plus.
pizza cutter is actually canon. Lando made them after the events of the original trilogy and just made a bucket of cash. He's restoring an old Cutlass Ciera out in his garage.
This Cutlass Ciera makes you so happy.
Almost as happy as burning hammers.
Those are
Yeah.
Let's talk about this a
Ciera,
little bit.
Burning
Those are
Hammer.
Chris's
Those are my
favorite
those are my
edits.
2 favorite edits.
It's not going to be long before I have to do a burning hammer onto the hood of a Cutlass Ciera.
In space.
Not in space. We're
Wait
not
with
putting
Tesla.
another. There's not enough room in that image for me to put a Cutlass Ciera and a burning hammer in it. We're running out of space.
No, we
in
just
space.
replaced
It's
the
space.
Tesla.
You can't run out of space.
We replaced the Tesla with a Cutlass Ciera.
I don't know if I can do that. I legitimately don't think I can do this. I legitimately don't think I can do that. Not in that image. Maybe in the other one.
Well, it sounds like the image just has to be built back up from the ground up.
And on that note,
I would like to announce my resignation from Star Wars Every Week forever.
that's
does it.
illegal.
That's what does it. You'll be hearing from our lawyer,
You'll be here.
the official lawyer of the Star Wars.
I would love for the lawyers to hear my side of the story.
All right.
Well, you see, Your
we
Honor.
got those lawyers on retainer.
You see, Your Honor, the defendant clearly signed a blood pact to talk about Star Wars.
Are we going
once a
back
week
to
forever.
Hell Court? Are we getting
like-
back into Hell Court for the second week in a row?
It's like the vampire thing, you know. It's always like, oh, if you kill the master, the one who started the bloodline, you know, it ends all the vampires. It's like, you started this shit. You can't do that. Get the fuck out of here. You're stuck with this shit.
Oh, yes, I am. But I don't mind. Except when I do. But on nights like this, and on release days, I don't mind. This has been Star Wars Every Week forever. If you don't mind... What?
It sure has.
Sure has.
If you don't mind, I have a pile of litigation that I now have to go look up before I go to bed tonight. So good night.
Go cry in.
What?
I said I have a corner to go cry in.
Sorry, Ben and Jay are both going to leave the podcast tonight and go listen to Oakley Dokley. So,
If you enjoyed that episode, why not like and subscribe? Also, share it with a couple friends. Bring them into this hellscape that we've done to ourselves. You can catch brand new episodes every single Wednesday on Spotify, Pandora, YouTube, pretty much every other platform you get your podcasts on. If you'd like to extend the suffering, you can catch us over on Twitter.com at SWEWF. We post direct links to brand new episodes every week as soon as we upload them, and you can catch the occasional other dumb Star Wars take, and who wouldn't want that? Catch you guys later.